And I want to support Senator Harwale's statement. And I know even why Senator Tabitha is also struggling to talk, and the Deputy Minority Whip trying to correct. Because being in this side of the government and you see what is happening on the ground, it is a shame. It is really big shame that we can allow fake fertilizers to be distributed in Kenya. And we know what that means. It's about food security. When it means food security, it will affect all of us, even those who are selling that fertilizer. So I know Senator Olekina has mentioned about a Nakuru company that we also in the media. But you know who was running that story? It's an Ananamo, and everybody knows when an Ananamo runs a story, you need to revisit the story again, once again. So I'm on it. I'm really on it because it comes from Nakuru County. I'm on it to ensure that whatever Ananamo said, it is true or it's false. And I will bring it in this house because I come from Nakuru County. And you know, Nakuru County Senator is who? Is the one who is watching day and night to ensure that Nakuru County does what is required. We must set a good example in this country. That will be number one. We will ensure that our county, if you want to know how counties are governed, you will come to Nakuru County. Thank you. So I'm there, and I'll ensure that I bring that here to ensure that I can see that company that was mentioned by Alan Namo. And we know who is Alan Namo. So you all know him, what he does. We deserve to have all the information. So let's get all the information so that we don't get lost and we don't even say things that will make us sometimes look stupid. So I'm on it, and I'll bring it here to ensure that we all know what is happening. Thank you.
Lastly, but not the least, Deputy Minority Leader, Honour members, Senator Boni Karwari, Honour members.
Mr. Speaker, this is a House of Records. And as a journalist in this country, Mr. Speaker, I think it is also important that we also protect the industry. I don't think it's fair and right to despise a practicing journalist in the manner that I've heard Alan being despised. Mr. Speaker, that is not right. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, I will be very brief on the comments for the statement sought by Senator Boni Alwale. You know, Mr. Speaker, we are talking about fake fertilizer, and I think we are getting it wrong. What we are dealing with is not fake fertilizer. It is stones and donkey feces. That's what we are dealing with. Speaker, you know, when you say fake fertilizer, somebody may think that there are elements of fertilizer in that substance. They are resin, Mr. Speaker. This country, Mr. Speaker, we have had many scandals around the fertilizer subsector. And in most cases, it has been issues to do with overpricing, hoarding, delivering fertilizer too late to be of any benefit to farmers. But what we are dealing with now, Mr. Speaker, is a new law that we have sold the National Cereals and Produce Board depots have been used to store and distribute stones and donkey feces in the name of fertilizer. Mr. Speaker, in a functioning democracy, the NCPB boss...
There's a point of order from the majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, understanding order number 105, Senator Wambua knows that as you go on record, we need to be factual on the statements. We have all followed this fertilizer, fake fertilizer scandal, or whatever you may want to call it. But up to now, Senator Wambua, I don't think that there has been any clarification or confirmation that a farmer went to NCPB store and bought fake fertilizer. The fake fertilizer that is in distribution and all the stories that I have watched, because I've followed these stories so far, are people that are tricking farmers and telling them, as you wait for government, I have others on the side which I can give to you. But to bring down a reputable institution like NCPB, Mr. Speaker, for whatever gain, I don't think, Mr. Speaker, that is fair. Unless Senator Wambua wants to table before this House a confirmation that he has bought fake fertilizer from NCPB, Mr. Speaker, then we will be convinced. But as it is, Mr. Speaker, I'd wish that he confirms to this House. He can carry on like the rest of the colleagues and everybody who's concerned, but tread within the realms of logic and being truthful, Mr. Speaker.
So, Senator Wambua, can you clarify or substantiate that statement?
Mr. Speaker, you know I respect the majority leader. I don't understand where he's coming from, because it's a matter in the public domain that farmers have complained that the fertilizer that they have received is not fertilizer. And I will repeat it again. It is stones and dengue feces. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, wait, Mr. Speaker, you know we can only speak through you. So why can't, relax. Speaker, for the information of this House, this is a statement that has been brought here by no other than the majority whip. Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, it is on record that a multi-agency team has impounded fertilizer in SCPB depots. It's on record. Mr. Speaker,
What you are required to do, Senator Wambua, what you are supposed to do is either you withdraw or you provide those facts. It is very easy.
Yes, I'm ready to be informed by Senator.
No, first is substantiate, and then you will be informed.
Speaker, the level of agitation with the majority leader is scary. Mr. Speaker, for purposes of making progress, let me withdraw that statement. So that we make progress.
You are always gentleman. Yes, proceed.
Let's make progress, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I still insist that the Kenya Bureau of Standards and the National Cereals and Produce Board have a responsibility and a duty of care to farmers in this country, Mr. Speaker. That because they are the state agencies through which this all-important commodity is processed and distributed to farmers, they must ensure that the product that gets to the farmers is legit product, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was saying in a functioning democracy, the bosses of these institutions, Mr. Speaker, would have resigned to pave way for serious investigations.
Senator Sifuna, avoid speaking on behalf of other members. Please, Senator Sifuna, you have been doing so well the last few weeks, but now I can see the good things you have been doing. You want to. So continue.
Mr. Speaker, let me.
Senator Kwambo is well informed. Very, very well informed. I don't
Mr. Speaker, I wouldn't mind being informed by Senator Sifuna or Senator Ososi, because you know they are consumers of fertilizer, Mr. Speaker.
No,
and they are farmers, Mr. Speaker. They are farmers. They are farmers.
Senator Wambua. Senator Wambua, can you conclude kindly? But Senator Sifuna, Senator Sifuna and Senator Oroba.
Mr. Speaker, I thought I was in the Senate.
Can you conclude your statement?
Mr. Speaker, I will move from that fertilizer business because I think it's bringing unnecessary tension in the House. I will comment on the statement by my brother, my neighbor, the Senator for Kajiado, Senator Seki, on the matter of ECD teachers, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we must, as a House, we must understand that the Constitution of Kenya has devolved ECD for purposes of building strong foundations for the education of our children. The teachers that are given the responsibility to teach our young people must be teachers who are properly qualified. But Mr. Speaker, as the committee handles this matter, I would suggest, strongly suggest, that the scheme of service for ECD teachers be rolled out uniformly for all the counties, Mr. Speaker, so that the teachers that are beginners, the entry point for ECD teachers, then they know what their starting salaries are, their career progression path. Mr. Speaker, an ECD teacher in Kitui County today should aspire, and rightfully so, to be a university professor in 5-6 years, 7 years to say. But Mr. Speaker, the situation as it is now, the ECD teachers are being treated very, very badly by almost all the county governments in this country. I come from a county, Mr. Speaker, where somebody has woke up in the morning and decided to cut the salaries of ECD teachers and send others home without following procedure. Mr. Speaker, on that matter, I think the committee should take it very, very seriously. Lastly, Senator Kavindu, I thank you for daring to open a can of worms, because that's exactly what you have done. For daring to lift the lid on the level of corruption and theft of county resources by county governors and their families and their cronies through companies that are registered either directly under their names or through proxies. Mr. Speaker, I would urge the committee to which this statement will be committed to invite senators from all the 47 counties so that we look at the rot in our counties and expose the theft that has been taking place for all these years. Mr. Speaker, I support the statements and ask my brother, Senator Majority Leader, to relax. We are okay. We are okay, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Kenywa, let's get your statement. And